Hey guys, The Sports Entertainer here, back with some more wrestling news. Join us as The Sports Entertainer looks at all the breaking wrestling news and rumors you need to know, including Chad Gable's WWE contract is expiring next week, and no new deal has been signed. Janelle Grant has agreed to delay the Vince McMahon lawsuit, a major star is taking an extended break from WWE, and much more. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel with notifications on so you never miss out on an episode. Ric Flair provides an update regarding Charlotte. Now, the Queen Charlotte Flair has been on a hiatus from WWE for quite a while, with Charlotte's last appearance in the company occurring on the December 8th tribute to the Troops edition of SmackDown, which saw Charlotte sadly suffer from a bunch of injuries after her match against Asuka, specifically a torn ACL, MCL, and meniscus, so quite a bad string of injuries no doubt, and a lot of fans have wondered when a big-name women's division star like Charlotte Flair will be returning, especially when the division has basically lost a big name in Becky Lynch recently. Well, the Nature Boy Ric Flair provided fans with a positive update regarding Charlotte during his recent appearance on Busted Open Radio, with Ric Flair saying, quote, "It's been great, she's making a movie and all right now with my good friend Smith. She's over in Santo Domingo, it's been on her bucket list to make a movie, and it looks like it's going to be a pretty good deal, but her recovery is just unbelievable. She attacked it from day one. Regardless of what she's doing, she still works out twice a day. Hopefully Charlotte makes her WWE return soon, because no doubt, Becky Lynch leaving after Raw this week has left a big void in the WWE Women's division when it comes to star power, and certainly Charlotte Flair coming back would add some real excitement and intrigue, and essentially put the entire division on notice, especially SmackDown's WWE Women's Champion Bayley, considering Charlotte was last seen competing on the Blue brand up until her injury, and she was excluded from the 2024 draft, so it would seem likely that Flair would be assigned to SmackDown when she returns. Next up, former WWE employee Janelle Grant agrees to delay the Vince McMahon lawsuit. Now, it appears as though the Vince McMahon lawsuit filed by former WWE employee Janelle Grant has been delayed, as news was revealed earlier today that Janelle Grant basically consented to a request from the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York to pause the lawsuit, with Grant's attorney Ann Callis saying, quote, "Ms. Grant has consented to a request by the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York to stay her case against Mr. McMahon, WWE, and Mr. Laurinaitis, pursuant to a pending non-public investigation. We will cooperate with all appropriate next steps." Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer newsletter would add, basically, the Grant lawsuit is pausing at the request of the Justice Department as the government is conducting its own investigation. Now, Vince McMahon's lawyer, Jessica Rosenberg, issued the following statement on the matter, quote, "We remain confident the evidence will prove Ms. Grant's allegations are false, and her complaint is nothing more than a fabricated, vindictive narrative from a disgruntled former girlfriend." Now, this isn't the only big news to come out regarding Vince McMahon today, as Vince McMahon and WWE are now officially under DOJ investigation. Now, an article was published by Deadline earlier today going over the news that Vince McMahon, WWE, and John Laurinaitis are officially under DOJ investigation, with an important blurb from this Deadline article being, quote, "In a sealed filing today, the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York presented material to the federal court of a probe they have opened into the disgraced McMahon World Wrestling Entertainment and the WWE's ex-head of talent relations, John Laurinaitis. This has now put a stay on the explosive case from former WWE staffer Janelle Grant on the years of assault and abuse she was allegedly subject to by McMahon and others at the organization. That pause could last several months, I hear. A separate filing Thursday from U.S. Attorney Damian Williams' office made it pretty clear the government is not just dipping its toe in these potentially toxic waters. In addition to counsel already of record, please enter my appearance as counsel for the United States of America, Sarah Mortazavi, Assistant United States Attorney, Williams wrote today to Judge Jeffrey A. Meyer in a document also placed in the docket. The The U.S. Attorney's Office of the Empire State's Southern District declined to comment or offer guidance when contacted by Deadline Today. If and when that changes, this post will be updated. However, 5 months after Janelle Grant filed her terrifying allegations against McMahon, WWE, and others, her attorney confirms the DOJ's long-anticipated move is significant enough to stop the initial case in its tracks for the time being. Now, to say that Vince McMahon has dug himself into a hole that he will have a very hard time climbing out of would be a massive understatement, and things definitely aren't looking great when it comes to Vince McMahon or John Laurinaitis whatsoever, as the two are now officially under DOJ investigation. We'll provide more updates regarding the Vince McMahon lawsuit as new details emerge. Next up, Chad Gable's WWE contract is expiring next week and no new deal has been signed. Now, Chad Gable has definitely been finding his groove in WWE over the past year, with Gable enjoying quite a bit of success with his heel character, as Gable has been feuding for the Intercontinental Championship with Sami Zayn over on Monday Night Raw, and berating the rest of Alpha Academy, which is all but imploding. However, despite the fact that Chad Gable's definitely being pushed quite a bit in WWE recently, you might be shocked to find out that Chad's contract with the company is reportedly set to expire next week, with Fightful Select reporting, quote, "Chad Gable's contract with WWE is set to expire next week. No deal has been reached as of now." It's been speculated that Gable's current contract will be expiring on June 7th, and a new deal between WWE and Chad Gable has not been reached, which is obviously concerning news. Many fans feel Chad Gable is an extremely underrated talent and could basically be this generation's version of Kurt Angle with the right booking. Could Chad Gable's time with WWE and the Alpha Academy faction be coming to an abrupt end in the near future, or will WWE and Chad Gable work out a new deal? This question will only be answered in time, but we personally hope Gable is able to work out a new contract with WWE, as he's really been doing some great work over the past couple of months, and it would be a real shame for Gable's latest run to end so abruptly and unceremoniously. Next up, a major star is taking an extended leave from WWE. Now, as most of you guys are well aware, Becky Lynch's current WWE contract is set to expire on June 1st this Saturday, and much like Chad Gable, no new deal with the company has been signed, meaning that big-time Bex will become one of the biggest free agents in wrestling very soon. While some fans have speculated about the possibility of Becky Lynch making the move to AEW in the future when she returns to wrestling, we personally believe that scenario is extremely far-fetched. And in all likelihood, Becky's going to take a break from wrestling and eventually return to WWE after working out a new contract in time. And Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer newsletter confirmed earlier today that Becky is actually planning to have a long break from the ring, reporting, quote, "Becky Lynch didn't renew. Becky Lynch is taking an extended leave. From what I was told, it's not like a short period of time. She was looking for a long time out. If Rollins is not on the road, it makes sense for her to not be on the road. They can't be hurting for money where they need it right now. Maybe she's looking at other things, or maybe she's not." Clearly, Becky Lynch needs a break from the ring and the hectic road schedule of WWE. But PW Torch reported the other day that, quote, "One colleague of her tells PW Torch that Lynch will return to WWE someday and is confident they can work out a deal, especially with her husband Seth Rollins being a full-time wrestler there, but her body and mind could use a break for a while. So as you guys can see, a move to AEW seems out of the question for Becky Lynch, and she'll likely return to WWE in the future when she's ready to return to the ring, which could be a long ways away if Meltzer's report is true. Well guys, that's it for today's major wrestling news. Make sure you leave a like and comment, and also make sure you subscribe to the channel with notifications turned on so you'll never miss out on an episode. Finally, if you haven't already, give us a follow on Twitter at TSE Wrestling, and we will see you guys in the next video.